All right, and we're live on Masterclass Wednesdays with SampleServe. How's it going, everybody? Thank you for taking the time. These usually only take about 20 minutes each. We do this every Wednesday. If you find anything helpful or you know anybody that think what this would help out as well, give them a share for these links. These links are always live. These videos stay where they're at in the same links. And if you have any comments or questions, make sure you're throwing them in the chat, and we'll get to them throughout this whole thing. And I want to introduce Russell Schindler, CEO of SampleServe, and Paul Goodrow of Inoran Partners. And both of them have been in the environmental services industries for, well, I like to say the years, but they get mad at me. So let's just say a very long time. So,
for longer than you've been alive.
Whoa, don't date me too. So Paul, tell us what we like to do here every Wednesday.
Right. Well, thanks everybody again for your time. I know it's valuable. So, SampleServe has what we believe is a unique digital solution to offer you in the market. And if you're listening, it will probably help you. So we're really here just to share with you some tips and functionality within the software that helps you be more effective in your role. And we hope that will lead to a long-term career, either with this company or with others. So really, we want to share lessons learned. Generally, we have a client that has asked us to do something on their behalf, and we can share that with you to show you how we've updated the system and updated the functionality. We want you to be expert users of the app. And again, as Josh said, if you have questions now, great. If you don't, ask us later. And Josh has a whole segment today about how to get questions answered within our system, or just drop us an email or a text or however it works for you. We want you to stay ahead of the curve. Digital transformation is here to stay within the industry. We believe that we're part of that, and we want you to be part of it. And we want you to be successful in your career. And, one of the things that we talk a lot about is the functionality and features of the system. But we also want, we're going to take a little bit of time here before we get into some tips about how we can help you maybe commercialize the system better. Because part of your success is not just executing the work better for clients, but also returning some value to the business when it comes to economics. So I'll just set this up, but the unique feature for us is that we bill and can bill you directly to the projects. We don't have an enterprise billing level, which requires you to translate that into how you charge your customer. It's very simple for us. We bill by the sample and by the project. So you're able to put that into your project billing, your project cost, and move that on to your customer any way you'd like, either at the rate we charge or at some multiple of the rate we charge. And the margins on this service can be considered just like margins on other reimbursable expenses. So you can charge at the price we charge you, which would be zero margin, but hopefully you can charge at double the price, so 100% margin on some of this of our services to your customer. So with that, I'll turn it over to Josh. You can show us the invoice, and Russell will add to that.
So right here, we got a picture on the right of an actual invoice. We redacted some of the personal information of it. And as you can see, it's by date, and the redacted information down here at the bottom, this is actually the project that it has to that it pertains to. So the exact cost connected to that project, so you can separate these out. Russell, how would you go about passing that on if you were a consulting firm?
So a typical, software fees or licensing fees, monthly fees, are just a flat monthly fee per, user, or maybe just for the overall company. There's lots of ways that's done, but the way we do it is broken down by sample, right? So if you've got a project and you're sampling quarterly, right, there's 2 months every quarter that you're doing nothing. And using our system, those 2 months that you've done nothing, didn't need the software, you're not paying, you're not getting an invoice. There's nothing to pay or nothing to see. So that 1 month you are doing the sampling, if you've done 10 samples and we quoted you $10 a sample, you're going to get an invoice for $100. And so you can then take that invoice, that direct cost for that project, and then just pass that on to your client. If, again, as Paul was saying, you don't have to. It's up to you on how you actually do that. But it makes it very simple to do that. And I can tell you, it's probably one of the more favorable comments that we get in terms of our invoicing and how we bill from our clients, because they're like, great, I don't have to raise my overhead or raise my hourly rates to account for, those extra costs for that software. And not only that, sometimes you have like heavy users of software, and some people, don't use it that often within your or within your company. And this just kind of allocates the cost for the software fairly and equitably across the people who are using it.
Right.
So a little bit deeper into this conversation. It's a little hard, but in essence, what you're doing by using the digital solution is you're saving time, which means you're reducing the cost of the client by the number of hours, labor hours you're applying to this activity or this task. So while you're reducing the cost of the customer, you're reducing your revenue. Now, what that does, it allows you to do more work. So because of efficiency within the system, so you actually can make up revenue by taking on more work with the system. But even with that single project where you're reducing the cost of the customer, you could increase your margin. Typically labor margin or project margin is about 60 to 65% gross project margin. So anything you can bill at better than 60 to 65% means you're improving your margin on that project.
Right.
So you take our units, if there's samples per project, you get a better margin. Let's say we charge you $10, you charge the client $20 per sample. Now remember, you're already saving them money, so it's not increasing the cost of that project to the client, but it's increasing your margin because you just made 100% on that unit, which improves your overall gross margin. So it's kind of it's one of those things where you're gaining efficiency, which means you're losing a bit of revenue, but you're improving your profit and your profit dollars because you're able to charge this bit of work within that project at a higher margin than your labor hours. Make sense?
Makes sense.
All right.
And just a reminder for everybody, this billing only counts when you're signed up for the reporting functionality. So if you're using the reports, then we charge by the number of samples that you're putting in your reports. If you're just using the field app to collect information in the field, all that's free. But we know that our reporting capabilities are so strong that most people, I think we're at 100% right now. Anybody that's using the field app is also using the reporting functionality too. So let's move on. What do you say? Covered it pretty well, guys?
Yeah. Let's keep going, Josh. You're slowing us down.
Let's go. All right. We want to talk about accessing support for when you're using our apps. Now, there's many ways. We made it very easy to, if you're running into any troubles on the app, you want to learn how to use it. You're a first timer or you're a trained professional, but there's something that you just can't remember how to do. We made it easy for you to find help. Now let's go to the app itself. Now I just want to show everybody that when you're in the project management tool here, you're going to find these little eye icons strewn throughout the app. Now, whenever you click these, there's going to be either some text that'll tell you what it does, or there's going to be a video that shows you exactly how it's done. Now, these videos are about, on average, 1 to 4 minutes long, so you can get through them pretty fast. It's going to show you exactly how to do what you're trying to do at the time, because these eyes are connected to exactly what you're doing. Now, in the report functionality, we got videos for every single kind of map that you can create, maps and graphs, and we'll show you exactly how to do those through each video. And also, if you're in the if you're ready to go out in the field and everything, we also have mobile app training here, which will take you to our how-to library, and it brings you straight to the mobile field app video collection here. And if you just want to get straight to this page as well, you can go to our website. Let's go home here and go to sampling products, environmental, how-to videos. And this will take you right to all of our how-to libraries as well. Now, another way you can ask a question, if you can't necessarily find exactly what you're looking for in this library, you can always hit our little intercom icon down here. At the bottom right, this is going to be inside the app, and this is going to be inside the website as well. And you can ask a question here. You can search for help. Now, if you search for help, you can type in anything that you're looking for. Let's say chain of custody. And this is our entire library in here as well. So any video or article that we have about chain of custody is going to show up, and you can easily find what you're looking for. Now, the cool thing here is you can also ask a question at any time. And we have an AI-powered support system that will go through all of our documentation, all of our website stuff, all of our walkthroughs, and find the answer. And at any time, you can always hit talk to a person, and somebody will be right there within a few seconds, few minutes, not that long. And I just want to show you right here. Here is an example of somebody that asked a question the other day. How do I share with my team members? And this is the AI answer that popped up. Now they give pretty concise answers here. They're usually 99% of the time these questions get answered through the AI. But anytime you can talk to a person by clicking this button down here, and sometimes you might even get lucky enough to get Russell on the other end.
I'd say more than sometimes. It's probably going to be me most of the time. But yeah, so what it does is it actually pings, my desktop computer, pings my phone. It actually even pings my watch. So if I'm not looking at my phone, I can see there's somebody who's got a question. So, so that, like unless I'm on the phone or something, but I'll call you back right away or jump online and get the answer to you. It also then pings some other people at our company as well. So there's kind of a hierarchy if you don't get responded to. So, and it actually, it's active 24/7 now. If you ping me at 3 a.m., I may not respond as quickly as I would at 3 p.m., but I will definitely respond.
Yeah, 24/7.
This is one of the things, guys, that is really transformative. And thinking about my 30, 40 years or some of experience, I remember when digital platforms, databases, even some routine form filling were back in my day. I mean, it would take hours to learn these tools. I mean, you'd have to sit through, not webinars, staff meetings, brown bags forever, And I think what you see with digital solutions today is if you can't bring it online and use it immediately, there's something wrong with it. And that's where we are today, is we have a system that if you sign up and download, Russell will show you how to download stuff later, you download the app, you're good to go. Now, if you need help, you don't need to actually go through a formal training process. You can access these videos, you can ask questions. It's very flexible in the way you get answers to your questions. So it's really one of those things that if you're looking at databases or digital solutions and there isn't that support functionality already built in, it's older. It's just not up to date, and you shouldn't have to tolerate it. So, and Josh, you've done most of this, and Russell, I know you've done the videos, you've written the scripts. Josh, you've libraried them all. So congratulations, because this is a big lift. There's a lot of information there, a lot of value to our customers. So job well done.
I think a new user signing up can watch all these videos in about an hour, 10 minutes. And if you watch all these, you're going to know everything about that. It's going to be ingrained in you on how to do everything. And usually what we see is once people watch the first couple of videos, they kind of say, I think I get it. And I see what you're trying to show me, and it's pretty intuitive. So, people will just start working on it and then go back in when they do need help.
Yeah. Very
and
good.
Then another thing is we're going to show you, we're always making updates to the app. We're always pushing new versions of the app. And Russell, talk to them about what happens when a new version of our field app gets released.
Okay, so are you going to share my screen here?
Yeah, you're ready to go.
Yeah, okay. So we update our app all the time, the mobile field app and the lab app. It gets updated all the time. Some of the updates you won't even notice. They're just minor little changes. Sometimes they're big changes where we actually just do a major overhaul. Those are less frequent, but whenever we do an update, some of the times it'll update, and without getting too much into the architecture, it'll just happen. You won't have to do anything. When it's a major one, we're going to require that you actually update your app. And you can see here, I'm in the Google Play Store. Apple's very similar. I'm just going to tap on the field app here, and where it says open right there, it'll actually say update, and it's going to make you update. So you get when we do a major upgrade or a major update, it's going to say update there. You can delay the update for a week, but after a week, we're going to make you update it. So it's because we're, our app talks to our website and our database, and we got to have them all kind of talking the same language. So you get a week to delay this, but eventually you're going to have to update the thing. So
Yeah,
so that's how you do it.
it's very similar to other apps that we're using on our phones and our tablets. Every once in a while there's a forced update, and that's all for good measure, because you're going to want the latest updates, because these things that we're adding, this is what our clients are asking for, and these are real improvements. And so I always keep a lookout, and we always we'll email all the current users that if there's a new update and what's involved and everything too. So
We've gone as far as to exile our programmer to Iowa, haven't we, Russell?
Yeah.
So he can stay 100% focused on upgrading our technology. So poor Mike, whenever he gets something ready to go, it's ready to upgrade. So let's help him out. Some of the questions we get, right, are because people haven't upgraded their tools.
Yeah. And then we have since then initiated a forced update after a week. So
yeah.
Makes sense. All right, we're going to end it on our partnership program. So we're reaching out to the industry in general, and we're trying to connect everybody into one streamlined, efficient program. So Paul, take us away with how to become a SampleServe digital partner.
Yeah, sure. So it's super easy. What we're trying to do is build solutions that are purpose fit for your company or for your business case. And we realize that there are quite a few partners out there that either are using our system or will be using our system. We have communities, watershed districts, community action groups that are developing sampling programs and routines around watersheds and community drinking water. They're always a partner for us. We have regulators, of course, who are doing their own sampling, or they're setting limits, and we're tying into them so that they're using our functionality. We have educators, primarily universities, that are using our system. Western Michigan University is using it for their field camps, hydro field camps. We've offered it to other universities to use it. And then within what you maybe consider the more partner economic core, we have architects, engineers, and consultants, which are heavy users. We have digital solution providers, those people that want to add a functionality to their system. And the SampleServe solution allows their customers to gain more value from their system. We have laboratories, which are obviously very much integrated with what we do and what you guys do out in the field, collecting samples. They're the analysis and analytical providers. So we're teaming with them. We have one large lab that we're finalizing an agreement with. And then the fourth really partner channel or partner category is equipment and testing. So as you fill out your sampling schedule, you start planning your sampling routines and your projects. Our scope of work that's generated from our project management tool will tell you how much material you need, other reimbursable items, whether it's Tyvek or gloves or tubing or whatever, or meters, instrumentation, and we can connect that with equipment and testing companies so that you can get that on a rental basis or sale basis right away, just by doing the scope of work from our program. So regardless to say, if you're one of these categories, please drop us a note, hit our website. As Josh said, it's very easy to get in. It's really free until you start using the mapping function. So it's very low cost, it's very low risk, and it's very easy to get a hold of. So we welcome you to join our partnership ecosystem.
Yeah. And also, these Masterclass Wednesdays usually focus around our Sample ENV platform for environmental professionals, high volume, for big consulting firms, small consulting firms. We also have other apps. We have Sample H2O, Sample Log, which kind of goes in with our Sample ENV, which is a separate app for laboratories. But Sample H2O is for like municipal drinking water, laboratories. It's good for small volume homeowners, home inspectors, things like that. And Sample SWR is for wastewater testing. And we have a client that's using Sample SWR, and they're growing really fast doing wastewater testing and other things. So if you guys, if you ever think about like maybe expanding your business, getting into drinking water testing, or if you're a lab that also does field work as well, Sample Log and Sample ENV combined are going to improve your accuracy and your efficiency a lot as well. So I think we're going to end it there. We're just over 20 minutes. So that's our time frame. Nick, I see you're on right now. You got any questions? We must have covered it pretty well if you're not asking anything today. So thanks for watching, everybody. Paul, Russell, you got anything to add?
No, that's it.
Keep sampling, man. Keep sampling.
Keep sampling, right?
Yeah, that should be our
We love
slogan.
samples.
Just keep on sampling.
We love samples.
All right. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next week. See you next Wednesday. We do this every Wednesday. Thanks, guys. Have a